Welcome back, everyone. Here is your summary for this week, and we'll tell you exactly what's going on next week. Paul, how are you, and how is your interview with Senkin? Where are you? Give us the...
I'm in New York. I'm in the Hotel Chelsea, which is a new sort of an old famous hotel that they've just renovated here in New York, where for you young kids who don't know where the Sex Pistols were, that is where Sid Vicious killed Nancy, and it all went wrong for the Sex Pistols here in the Hotel Chelsea. But famous old hotel, which has just been renovated. McKenna, New York's on fire, just on fire. It has the energy in this place, is particularly around climate and climate infrastructure in terms of the VC infrastructure around here. It's amazing, and we've had I've been running around sort of all week just seeing VCs and seeing lots of people who are who've been great supporters of ours, hopefully future supporters of ours. It's been great. In between, sort of sticking and getting our sort of interviews in between, including we have a lot of nice people who come on Climate Transform. Adrian Wands is one of the nicest guys that we've had on the show. He's the founder of Senkin, which is a VC backed Web3 infrastructure for voluntary carbon markets. Adrian's based in he's German, but based in South Africa now. Really a sort of an all-encompassing Web3 ecosystem. And we spent the hour just talking about, ways that blockchain can be a help to the VCM. It's not an all-encompassing solution. It doesn't solve the ills, but it goes a long way to helping. And as Adrian was saying, obviously, you all have seen what's gone on in crypto markets in the last week with the pending failure of FTX and the like. And the Web3 world has a real sort of image problem in regards to moving itself away from being seen as we've got to distinguish between crypto and blockchain as two very distinct segments. One is a speculative shit show that probably doesn't deserve to exist, and the other one is one of the great untethered infrastructures that has tremendous leverage going forward. So Adrian and I talked about that stuff at length as well. And on tomorrow, I'm doing a call with the founders of a company called Carbonaut, which is a soil-based carbon capture style business based out of Australia, seeded by Antler, which is a group that we're doing more and more work with in terms of finding very cool seed companies. And McKenna, and I've spent the rest of the time just sort of again in New York seeing folks on. Can we formally announce 40 under 40 yet? Am I jumping the gun?
Well, I mean,
it's out of the bag. It's out of the bag now. So everyone, we are in the process of launching an event in late March, which will be featuring and honouring in the only ways that Climate Transform does through our interviews, the 40 women under the age of 40 who are transforming climate tech and climate infrastructure. So keep late March is for that. So we're busy keeping an eye on that, and for us it's a true priority. We were saying, McKenna and I were saying yesterday that only 2.6% of all VC funding goes to female founders in the United States, which I think the technical term is that's bullshit. Can't happen. Yeah. Can't happen. Too many. It can't happen because it's illogical given the fact that there are every metric you want to look at in terms of path to revenue, path to profitability, etc., show that female founders have superior performance than male founders. And if only 250 basis points of all funds allocated go to women, that's a very unsustainable and uneconomic scenario. So
exactly. And I'm excited to highlight them through our event because there's so many out there that are, we've had a ton on our platform already that are just completely making an impact in the space, and to kind of just host all of them will be super impactful, and hopefully people can learn that this is they can always invest and they should be investing in women more. So yeah, that'll be huge. And speaking of women, we had Carling Spellhag this week from AMP Robotics. They just raised $90 million to scale their hundreds of robots that are transforming recycling around the country and also globally. Their robots are absolutely insane. I had the honor of, moderating the session and just seeing the videos she showed of the robots working at high speeds. They have 99% accuracy, which is so beyond me, thinking about all the contaminants, thinking about every size and shape of different PET, different papers, whatever. And they double the amount of recovery. And then not only that, the facilities that adopt their technology get their money back within 2 years just from the labor cost savings alone. So I really do feel like this is the solution we've been waiting for on the back end of recycling. Of course, there's room to grow on the front end too, but it's really huge. And then this week, Carolyn interviewed Patrick Moeller, and he's the CEO of Core Power Ocean, and about their company's wave energy converting technology. And then they're in the process of scaling and going to be incorporated in Portugal's grid as like part of their whole energy usage. So that's exciting. That's to come this month and next. And then next Tuesday, Carolyn interviews Britta. He's the chief executive of T Omega Wind, and they're developing a floating offshore wind turbine that's much lighter, saves costs, all that. And they're just talking about how this is really like a new frontier for renewable energy.
As in floating, so because obviously the infrastructure costs if they're floating is obviously dramatically less than if they're anchored to the bottom of the ocean, because it depends obviously how deep the ocean is. Or amazing.
Exactly. And just being lighter, the transportation cost, there's just the efficiency of it all, and it's more scalable too. And then on Wednesday, we have Phil Caldwell, CEO of Ceres Power, and they're producing fuel cells for power generation and electrolyzers for green energy. And they're partnered with companies like Bosch, Shell, Wenchai to improve their energy system. So it's huge and it's really spreading. And then Thursday, the last one I'll talk about is Doral, and they are leading U.S. renewable energy and storage developing through their construction portfolios over $3 billion. And Nick Cohen, the president and CEO, will be talking about the company's latest financing of $1 billion from Apollo, Migdal, and Bank of America. So we have a lot going on next week, but yeah.
It's awesome, guys. Look, McKenna and I try to keep this as short as we can. We fail miserably, which is my fault most of the time. But yeah, we do have a lot going on in all this space. Also, December 6th and 7th is going to be Climate 2023, which is our preview of the upcoming year. I think we've got 25 odd panels over a couple of days. Really sort of a real deep dive into what the outlook is going to be for the upcoming year. I think the VC panels and stuff are going to be really interesting because there's true cross currents in terms of valuation and all this sort of stuff. But no, sign up for climatetransform.com. You can sign up there. McKenna, have a great weekend. Thank you.
You too. Enjoy
while I've been partying and running around New York. A lot of fun. It's been such a great week.
I'm so glad.
All right, everyone. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.